I think the illustrations are completely perfect for the book because the book is very reassuring, and there's just something quite reassuring about the pictures as well. Hello all, it's Ruthie with Look What I Got at the Library, where I go to the library and find something absolutely wonderful. Hello all, it's Ruthie with Too Timid to Talk, which is written by Regan and illustrated by Shuttlewood. And I think this is an excellent book because it is about a shy little hedgehog that would like to have a birthday party, but she's a little bit too shy to ask her friends to help her. And then it has a lovely ending because her friends were actually planning a surprise birthday party for her all the way along. The reason I think this is an extremely helpful book is that although I wasn't a particularly shy child, my sister was. And I know that in addition to worrying about knowing what to say and finding it quite hard to navigate that first encounter with people when she was a little girl. Nowadays she's probably more of a social butterfly than I am, but back then she was very shy. I know she used to worry that people didn't like her because she was so quiet. And this book really deals with that because, in fact, they all love the shy little hedgehog. They love her so much that they're not ignoring her birthday at all. In fact, they're planning a surprise one for her. And I think this would be an excellent book for a child who is socially anxious because of shyness. You could read it to them and you could encourage them and you could say, see, all of Hedgehog's friends love her. It doesn't matter that she's shy. Maybe she's just a really good listener. And I think you could use it to really reassure a timid child. The other application of the book that I think would be really useful is for chatty, outgoing children. There seems to be a sort of attitude that I have encountered that talkative children are less sensitive than quiet children. I was a very talkative child. I actually never shut up, and I was very friendly, very sociable, but I was also a very sensitive child. And even as a little child, I would have absolutely hated the idea of foisting my company on another child who didn't want it. So I think a really good use for this book would also be for your more chatty children who are also quite sensitive, because sometimes you have this rather unfortunate exchange where you have a child who's a little bit too shy to respond in the first encounter, and you also have a child who is very friendly and would probably be an excellent friend for the shy child, but they're also quite sensitive. So when they don't get a response, they think, oh, they don't like me, and they get all sad and go away. And it's such a pity because generally speaking, chatty people get on quite well with shy people, provided they're both nice people. So I think it would be a lovely book to read to a more chatty child too, and say, you know, it's always good to be friendly. It's always good to be kind. Even if the person doesn't respond immediately, you should just keep saying hello and inviting them to parties and being kind and including them and just finding subtle, gentle ways to draw them in, because sometimes some people are they're just slow to warm up. But at the end of the day, I think everyone loves to be included. And I think this would be a really lovely book for teaching children that and reassuring children who are shy. I think the illustrations are completely perfect for the book because the book is very reassuring, and there's just something quite reassuring about the pictures as well. They have a they are luminous. I suspect they've been done with watercolor, and the person has done an excellent job, the artist. I can't remember her name. Yes, Anna Shuttlewood has done an excellent job of getting that light, luminous look that watercolors are so famous for. So I really do think this would be a gorgeous little book for both shy children and children who are willing to make the effort to be friends with shy children but might need a little bit of encouragement that, you know, when you're dealing with someone who's slow to warm up, you just have to give them a bit longer. It doesn't mean they don't like you when they take a while to respond. So that is Too Timid to Talk, and I think that it is a very helpful book, and I highly recommend it. And in fact, this is one that if I had my own kids, well, if I had a shy kid, no, actually, I would buy it even if I didn't have shy kids, because as I say, it's just such a helpful book for encouraging children to be confident if they're shy, and to continue to be kind and friendly if they're outgoing. And also, come to think of it, it's a good way to train empathy. I think children have a natural inclination towards empathy, but it still needs to be trained. And it says on the back of the book, it's Hedgehog's birthday and she is very excited. She would like to ask all her forest friends to help her celebrate her birthday, but everyone seems so busy. The squirrels are merrily decorating the trees, Bear is sweeping up a storm, and Bonny is gathering lots of delicious food. Every time Hedgehog tries to speak, the words don't seem to come out right. Can Hedgehog be brave and invite her friends to help her celebrate her special day before it's too late, or is she just too timid to talk? And that is published by Bonny Press. Too Timid to Talk is a book that will promote confidence, sensitivity, empathy and kindness in your children, and I really can't think of better things to promote when you're raising children or teaching them or looking after them in any capacity. I think it's a great book and you should definitely check it out. Remember, when you go to the library, you're not just finding something to read, you're looking for treasure. So get out there and dig. This has been Ruthie with What I Found at the Library. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.